What's up, guys? Nolan here again today, and today I'm going to be showing off something special because this is not just one mod pack. This is multiple mod packs of things that I've put together for you guys. So make sure right off the bat, if you guys do like what you see, please, more than usual, please hit the share button at least, or hit the like button at least, I mean, because I had to do a lot of work to get this all together, and I'm going to have to do a lot more work in order to make sure that you guys are going to be able to download this for yourself. But I've put together a combination of all the different kinds of British things that I could possibly find in the Arma universe into one pack here for you guys. So if you want to check it out for yourselves, the link is going to be in the description to a Google Drive for an account that I set up so that you guys can download it and use it for yourself. Just so for you guys that are British or want to use the British stuff for a British mission, this is all the best of the best stuff that I could find, or just the best variety of the things that I could find for sure for you guys that want to try out the British stuff. And anyway, let's just get into it. Right off the bat, this is probably the point of the video where I would say the vehicles and the planes are awesome in this mod, but the guns and the equipment are not that great. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that on this time because it's awesome. The guns are awesome. The uniforms are awesome. I put up a big variety here in front of you guys so you can see some of the different weapons here. They have M4s, which I think they call those L119s. Yeah, those are the M4s. And then we got the L85s, different L85 variants with the machine gun in the back there. Lots of different optics for the different weapons here too as well. We got lots of different launchers, lots of different camo, which you'll see because I have them spread out around this, around the whole base that I set up here for you guys. So this guy that has the shotgun strapped on the side of him, that's like part of the backpack. That's part of the backpack. Well, he might have a shotgun on him, but he might not actually have a shotgun on him, but he has it hanging off the side of him there, which I think is actually pretty cool. And then obviously, if you wanted to bring a shotgun with you, you could throw one in your backpack anyway. But I just thought it was really cool for like the little details like that you could add to make, I guess you could say, some of the uniforms unique or just really cool looking, especially with the helmets too. Some of the helmets will look really cool. So that was the uniform side of things. Now moving on to the vehicles. We've got a bunch that are hanging out around here. So if not all of these, I know that at least 3 of these are part of the Burns Armory. The Ridgeback might not be, but I know that the Foxhounds, which are these 4 here, the Huskies, which are these 2 here, and then the Panther, which is this one here, are all part of the Burns Armory. So these are all different parts of little mods that I put in here together so that you guys could have them all into one easy download. But yeah, so we got the Foxhounds here with the the double 240 Bravos up top, or you can just have nothing up top. And then over here we have the Huskies with the 240 Bravos up top, some room in back for people to sit if you want. And then the Panther over here where you've got the Crow system with the 240. Moving on over here, we've got the Mrap, the Ridgebacks with the M2s up top. You can get it either in woodland or desert. And now moving over here, we have some Jackals, and then I don't think the Coyotes are in here. These are Jackals, but these are kind of like SF vehicles. They could have GMGs up top or M2s up top, but then also they've got a 240 in the front as well for the passengers, and then they can also hold a lot of stuff as well as some people in the back. Those were the Jackals. These are the Coyotes over here, which are the 6x6s. I don't know why they call them 6x6 because there's only 6 wheels, and don't mind these guys. They've been shelled pretty periodically lately, so some of them might be missing wheels. It's not like I tried placing one of these down and it accidentally jumped on the wall, and then it kind of just armored me and blew up and killed most of the people that were in here, and then I got too bored, so I didn't actually want to put them back. That's just them getting shelled. So we've got the Coyotes over here, which are the 4x4s, and then we've got we got the Jackals over here, which are the 4x4s, and then we've got the Coyotes, which are the 6x6s, and some of them have nothing in the back, so you can have people sitting in the back, but once again, you have the GMG, the choice of GMG or M2 up top, as well as the 240 in front, and then these are the other Coyotes over here, which actually have a bunch of gear in the back, so they can hold a hell of a lot of supplies, but at the same time, you actually have some room for some more people in the back, as well as the M2 GMG up top, and then the 240 up front. So those were the wheeled vehicles and just the infantry vehicles in general, but now we're moving on to the heavier armored stuff. Which obviously we're moving on to the Challenger 2. This was part of the Burns Armory as well that I've added into this pack, but I'll move on to that in a little bit. The Warrior, which is the essentially the main workhorse for an APC that the British use, is already in the game. AAF uses, I'm pretty sure that's AAF. I think that's AAF. Let me see. I think it's AAF. I don't know. I don't know my factions that well. Anyway, it's already in the game, but for the life of me, I could not figure out how to get the textures to work. There's a couple of different texture mods out there that will make these woodland and tan and whatnot, but I just couldn't get them to work. I don't know why I couldn't. I just, it wouldn't show up for me. So those of you guys that know how to do that are going to be able to know how to do that. Maybe help me out here and send in the description if you guys know how to do, or sorry, in the comments if you know how to do that. But I'm sorry for the guys that don't. I don't know how to do it myself. So sorry on the warriors there. But now moving over to the challengers once again, they come in the desert camo, and then there's some of the uniforms in the desert look as well. So we got the desert camo on these, and then we've got the woodland camo, and then I know that these guys are the Arctic camo guys, but I just wanted to show these guys off in general. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off the inside, which is pretty cool for these things. Alright, so now moving up into the inside here, we got the driver port. Looks kind of cool. We got our backup camera back there, so if we actually turn her on and then move around a little bit, we can actually see the cameras moving. That's the rear view camera there. And then we can obviously see it up front as well. We're going to move up to the... If I move forward at all, do these move? I guess not. Okay, so I'm going to move up to the gunner seat. You can't actually get into the loader seat. Like, I'll show you. I'll try and get into the loader seat here. It just won't let you. So I guess you're going to have a gunner in order to get into the loader seat. But the gunner seat's pretty cool looking anyway. You can kind of see over there, they've got just the camera over there. Not like the most, obviously, the most realistic looking in here, but it's still really cool how it functions. Because you can see over here, you've got like a real working sight, like a gun sight. So if I switch it so that I can actually move the turret here, it shows you over on the right which way the turret is in comparison to which way the tank is facing. And at the same time, you can see out this little reticle here, this little camera or viewport, literally where it's showing. So the guys that are doing first person, this might be kind of cool. I know it doesn't look the best in here, but that might be kind of cool to check out in first person for sure, since that is actually relative to which way it's pointing outside. I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, I'm going to jump down to the driver's seat and get out of this. So yeah, that was the more heavier armored stuff there. Now moving on to the air power, which there's a lot. So we've got the Merlin Choppers over here, which were already in Arma, but we've got the little Brit insignia on the side here, and then we've also got should be some little flags on the side. Yeah, those are there too. We've got a couple different variants here, but I just put down the coolest looking ones, which have the triple 240 Bravos on them, with one coming out one side, one coming out the other, and then one coming out the back. And I got a third one over there that doesn't actually have any guns on it. But why would you want a helicopter and not put guns on it? Are you retarded? You taking a piss, mate? I'm not going to try that anyway. I'm not British. Anyway, moving on to the attack helicopters. We've got the Apaches here. The Apache itself, I thought was British, but maybe not. Could be an American thing that the Brits improved with the longbow system. But anyway, moving on to the obvious payload here. We've got the 16 Hellfire missiles along with the 30 millimeter cannon up front. Ground attack here with the rockets, and then we got the 30 mil there. I'm not actually sure how many rockets, but it's a shit ton. There is a lot of rockets there. Then we got the basic Apache loadout here with the 8 Hellfires, and then the 2 loadouts with the rockets and the cannon up front. A lot of killing power here with these Apaches. They're just fucking dope. Now moving on, we got the other kinds of helicopters here with the Lynx. I don't think they actually call them Lynx. They call them something else. Wildcats. These are the Wildcats. I couldn't get them to be any other color, so if you want to spawn in the basic Arma ones, maybe that's what they were going for there, because if you spawn in the basic Arma ones, you can get them in green, but I could only find them in this blue and tan navy kind of scheme. Not sure why, but maybe they just assumed that because the base Arma already has these in green, you're just going to use those, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that as well. But then we also have the little Apache wannabe over here with the 8 Hellfires on the sides as well, so that's kind of cool. But they also come in transport versions too. So there's the boring piece of shit Merlin that has no guns on it. Now we've got the Eurofighter over here. Not the best looking planes here, but I know that you guys were going to want the ability to have Eurofighters. So, oh, that was weird. Everything despawned over in the corner over there. Anyway, I thought you guys would want the ability to have the Eurofighters, so I threw them in there anyway. A bunch of different textures that you could put on these, as well as payloads. If you just go ahead and wall them up to a reloading or an ammo helmet, you can choose the payload, but you can also spawn them in with a big variety of different stuff on the wings there. Same thing goes for the Tornado GR4s over here. A bunch of different variety of textures that you can spawn them in as, and also payloads, but same thing goes for this. If you just kind of drive them up to a helmet, you can choose the payload. Over here we've got the Harriers. I think they're kind of out of date, but I figured that they're so iconic. In case anybody wanted to use them, might as well throw them in there anyway. Once again, you can choose the payload or spawn it in. You can come with the cap, the CAS, or the bomb variant. I was going to say GBU, but I don't think there's actually a GBU variant. I think it's just a Mark variant where it comes with these Mark bombs, these dumb bombs here. But also you can just waddle that up to a helmet if you wanted to. Last but not least over here, I know that you guys like your shiny new toys, which would be these lightnings. So I had to add these in. Choose the payload for whatever you want, or spawn it in. Actually, you can only spawn it in as this. You actually have to drive it up to a helmet to choose a different payload. But what it's got already is a bunch of bombs, some AMRAMs and stingers, so it'd do pretty well already, as well as the gal that you can use. I think it comes out of here. But yeah, anyway, that's our air power, and that's actually the entire mod pack. I can't call it a mod itself because I didn't make any of these, so I'm going to go ahead and when the video is finished, give credit to where credit's due for all the people that put their hard work into making these models and texturing these units and whatnot. And then also in the pack itself, I have a README file with all the different kinds of links to who actually put work into these mods that I'm just kind of compiling into an entire pack for you guys to check out for yourselves inside that pack. So once again, I'll say that in the description, you can click the link. It will bring you to a Google Drive where you can download these for yourself. You're going to have to unzip it, and then there will be an .at file where you then drag that into your Arma launcher, and then you can go ahead and activate it and play all of this with one easy download. You move one file, and you're going to have access to all this different equipment and all that different kinds of guns and, equipment again. For your infantry itself and the infantry units. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope it was worth it. It took a lot of time to get this all together and to get the pack all mashed together into a zip file for you guys. So once again, I'm not just trying to do the usual YouTube thing here. If you guys do like this, make sure you please hit the like button for real as like a vote, because if you guys do like it, I'm gonna do it again. I think up next I'll just make an entire American pack and then maybe German. So that you guys can check all this stuff out. Or probably Russian. I'd probably do Russian next. I'd probably do American or Russian next. Actually, just leave in the comments what do you guys want to see next, American or Russian. But yeah, so if you guys did like it, please leave a like, and have a nice day. See you guys. What's up, guys? Nolan here again today, and today I'm going to be showing off the Italian military mod. This is my favorite. It's easily the Centurio right here. This is nasty. This thing was... but anyway, moving on, last but not least, we got this really cool AC-130 over here that can actually airdrop things that you put in the back.